caused this fire. They say gunfire actually was going off inside the home as it was burning. It was fully, as a matter of fact, involved from the rear of this house. Now, we're told that the way the house is actually built made it very difficult for crews to gain access inside the home. It took them close to 45 minutes to put the fire out. Now, coming back out live here this morning, as I said, you can see there, if we're zoomed in close enough, fire crews going back inside this home to continue that investigation. We are hopefully going to talk with them after this live shot and bring more information here live throughout the morning show. For now, live in Birmingham, Alex Finney, CBS 42 News.
Good Monday morning to you. Central Alabama starting out in the 60s and 70s. Comfortable to the north, a little more humid toward the south. Here's what you need to know to get up and go. Bus stop forecast on this Monday morning. Going to go ahead and give it an A+. Sun up at 6:29. Temperatures on average in the lower 70s later on this afternoon. Yeah, it's going to be warm and humid. Average high 87. Can't rule out about a 20 to 30% chance of a quick pop-up storm later on this afternoon. That's a look at your forecast. Now let's check in with Rachel in real-time traffic.
Thank you, Michael. There's some construction going on, median work on Highway 280 that will keep one lane closed in both directions starting again at 7 p.m. tonight until Thursday. It's located just past this camera shot, which is Green Valley Road, until you get to until you get to Overton Road. Again, until Thursday, 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. is when this construction will be taking place on Highway 280 in both directions, so it could cause delays to your evening commute. All clear now this morning. Now, all interstates and highways traveling at top speeds toward Birmingham. I am keeping a watch on our road weather index, showing some decreased visibility and slick spots. I'll have more information on that ahead in minutes with your real-time traffic.
Rachel, thank you. Developing now, one person is dead, 5 others hurt after a shooting in a Gate City neighborhood. CBS 42 News reporter Sarah Canty joining us live from outside Birmingham Police Headquarters. Sarah, what happened?
All right, well, those 6 people were shot just after an anti-violence community rally last night. It happened just a few blocks away from that event at the Lewis Park, and 1 person died. The other 5 people injured are expected to be okay. Organizers were hosting a Stop the Violence rally after an officer-involved shooting in the area a few days ago, and the organizer says he feels devastated about what happened, saying over and over again that things need to change. You're going to hear from him in about 30 minutes and also hear about how he was trying to prevent this from happening. Live in Birmingham, Sarah Canty, CBS 42 News.
Well, happening today, jury selection expected to start in the Ross Harris trial. He's the man from Alabama accused of leaving his young son to die in a hot car in Georgia. Ross is from Tuscaloosa. He faces several charges, including malice murder in the death of 22-month-old Cooper Harris. He died in June 2014 after being left in Harris's SUV for 7 hours. A trial is now in Brunswick, Georgia. It was moved from the Atlanta area because of pre-trial publicity. Opening statements are set for October 3rd, but could start sooner. Right now, charter schools are gaining popularity in several states, including here in Alabama. Lawmakers decided last year to allow charter schools in our state. Established charter schools must answer to the school board in the area where they're located. Birmingham City Schools are now working on a plan to become a charter school authorizer. They will hold 2 meetings soon, one this Wednesday, September 14th. The second one is next Monday on the 19th. Both are at 5:30 p.m. in the Parker High School auditorium.
Today marks 2 weeks until the first presidential debate. Unbelievable how time flies, but there is a new issue likely to take center stage before the election. Questions about Hillary Clinton's health are at high risk now as the candidate is diagnosed with pneumonia.
Hillary Clinton says she is feeling fine, but has canceled a 2-day fundraising trip to California. Her doctor says the 68-year-old was diagnosed with pneumonia on Friday, although the illness was not publicly revealed until Clinton stumbled Sunday when leaving the 9/11 ceremony at Ground Zero. Clinton went to her daughter's Manhattan apartment for a few hours after the incident and then headed to her suburban home not far from New York City. Her doctor issued a statement saying while at this morning's event, she became overheated and dehydrated. I've just examined her and she is rehydrated and recovering nicely. Donald Trump has not commented about Clinton's illness, but in the past, the Republican nominee has repeatedly questioned whether his opponent has the strength to be president and the stamina to take on terrorists. He returns to the campaign trail after taking a day off to pay tribute to victims of the September 11th terror attacks. The latest CBS News Battleground Tracker poll shows the race is tightening in Florida. Clinton holds just a 2-point lead there. In Ohio, another key battleground state, Clinton has a 7-point lead.
Clinton is now being treated with antibiotics.
People here in Alabama pause to remember those lost 15 years ago during the September 11th attacks. Hueytown Church of God hosted a First Responders Day by honoring victims and first responders during a special Sunday morning service. Over in Hoover, a small ceremony took place at a fire station flagpole. The station wanted to say thanks to all those who gave the ultimate sacrifice to help save lives. The Hoover Fire Department will hold a formal ceremony for Patriot Day. It's at Fire Station 2 at 8:30 this morning. Well, new this morning, several schools are closed as a wildfire burns through northeast Washington. The 2030 yard fire started on the east of the Columbia River and quickly grew to 500 acres. Okanogan County Emergency Management says people are being evacuated. Another fire is also burning on the west side of the 230 yard fire. Talladega school system hoping for a fresh start with the new superintendent is dealing with more controversy this morning. CBS 42 News reporter Britt Moore live in studio with that story. Britt, what's going on there?
Well, Art, in the last year or so, parents and teachers have publicly complained about several issues within the school system. But now, just a few weeks into the new school year, staff I spoke to are looking forward to the changes being made, all thanks to that new superintendent. Now, last year, the school system barely missed a state takeover. Teachers complained about vacancies and a failing phone and communication system, and school safety was another concern. Now, I spoke to Terry Roller, the new Talladega City School Superintendent, who has strong roots in Alabama. He wants to take Talladega schools to a new level and restore its name. So why take this job? You'll hear from Terry Roller, the new superintendent, coming up at 5:30. For now, live in the studio, Britt Moore, CBS 42 News.
All right, Britt, thank you. 5:07 right now. A warning to tourists who may be heading to one popular beach town. After the break, what police are asking visitors to watch out for in Orlando. Michael?
Starting out this Monday morning with temperatures in the 60s and 70s, rain chance and storm chance increasing. My forecast coming up.
And still ahead, JonBenet Ramsey's murder still unsolved after 20 years. Now her brother is opening up for the first time ever. We've got a preview of the sit-down with Dr. Phil coming up. You're watching the CBS 42 Morning News. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
This is everything. Honey Bunches of Oats. It's all of this, and this. It's the mother of all cereals. It's that, and all of that. It's the most cereal-rific cereal in all of history. Yeah, it's that good. Honey Bunches of Oats. This is everything.
The world's biggest spa sale. Over 1,200 spas from 5 manufacturers at 10 locations. No games, no gimmicks. Higher quality spas, better service, and lower prices. It's time for a new spa. $8,000 spas, now only $49.99. Swim spas from $97.99. $5,000 spas, now only $24.99. Special financing until 2018. With over 50 models to choose from and spas from $12.99, nobody beats family leisure.
Well, family and fun come together.
When you're in control of your finances, I just feel like you're in control of your future.
When we were getting ready to open the business, we shopped around a couple different banks. But when we went to Regions, they treated us the best.
Oh, yeah? The customer service is, amazing. Our Regions banker, Stacy, has great advice for the business and our personal finances.
You walk in, they treat you right. It makes you just want to keep going back. And we're ready to take our next step.
The Zac Brown Band is coming to Birmingham, and Live Nation is giving you the chance to win tickets to see them live at Oak Mountain Amphitheater on Friday, September 16th. Register to win now at WIAT.com.
6:15 a.m. Hoover. 2 kids to feed, lots to do, 0 time. That's why when this mom gets up, she turns on the CBS 42 Morning News for the big stuff that happened overnight, so she knows how to dress the kids and stories on how to keep her little ones safe. With Art, Jamie, Ashley, and Rachel, Shauna knows the CBS 42 Morning News will get her up to speed while she gets the kids and the husband out the door. The CBS 42 Morning News with Art Franklin, where mornings get started.
Installation is free this week at Don's Carpet One. Choose any carpet and the installation is free. 1 room, 2 rooms, a whole house, and the installation is free. Thousands of carpets on sale and the installation is free. Hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl. Get $100 in free labor for every 200 feet you buy. Plus, no interest financing with payments as low as $29 a month. Save hundreds, even thousands of dollars on your new floor. It's the free installation sale now through Saturday at Don's Carpet One.
Good morning, Calhoun County. This is CBS 42. You're watching the CBS 42 Morning News with Art Franklin.
5:10, welcome back into the CBS 42 Morning News. We're glad to have you along with us on this Monday morning. New this morning, a Florida private security company where the Pulse nightclub shooter worked is facing fines. The Florida Department of Agriculture making the company pay just over $150,000. Investigators found the Palm Beach company C4S Secure Solutions listed the wrong psychologist's name on more than 1,500 forms. The company says it was an administrative error. This morning, if you're planning a beach trip this fall, there's a warning for one popular stop. Sheriff deputies say they're investigating several crimes in Orlando's tourist district. On Thursday, a man was shot and killed during an armed robbery in the parking lot of a Wyndham resort. Deputies say someone broke into at least 5 cars at a restaurant parking lot on the same day, but visitors say they're not worried about the crimes.
Just got to be extra vigilant. Just keep an eye out. Don't go in dodgy-looking areas, basically. Make sure there's plenty of people knocking about.
Well, deputies say recent crime statistics show crime in the I-Drive corridor is up 83% from 2015 with a rise in auto and commercial burglaries and aggravated battery, but armed robberies are down 82%.
New this morning, one village in the United Kingdom is making a big change. They're saving energy in hopes of becoming carbon neutral. People in Ashton Hayes are starting small with the smallest people in the village. The primary school runs entirely on free electricity with solar panels. Well, students share tips on being eco-friendly, which spreads to the entire village.
So we've not told anybody to do anything. We've just said, would you please share with us what happens when you do something? And it's this sharing in the community of ideas which inspires others. So it's this grassroots movement rather than being told from the top. It's all come up from the bottom.
Now, some people are joining the movement by swapping the dryer for the clothesline and actually looking for locally sourced fruits and vegetables. Well, in the last 10 years, Ashton Hayes has reduced emissions by 1/4.
All right, let's find out what's happening with your weather on this Monday. Michael Smith in for Storm Track meteorologist Ashley Gans. Good to have you along with us.
Nice to be here. So thanks for having me, and good morning to you at home. We've got kind of a mixed bag going on. Cooler to the north, some patchy fog. We're going to talk about that in just a second. On this Monday morning, live look outside. Birmingham, good morning to you, 73. Anniston, 69. Tuscaloosa, fog. The visibility down to a mile. So make sure you give yourself a little bit of extra drive time. Rachel will talk about that right after I'm done with this weather forecast for you on this Monday. So starting out in the 70s, we'll take it to 84 by 11 this morning, and later on this afternoon, temperatures get back into the upper 80s. Average high for this time of year, 87. Storm track radar is quiet, but keep in mind, fog is just a cloud very low to the ground, so there's some patchy fog / mist in and around Tuscaloosa. To the north we go, Jasper up the Interstate 22 corridor, 65, so feeling much more comfortable and cooler to the north. We've got about a 10-degree temperature spread. Compare Cullman to, let's say, Alex City. Alex City, good morning to you at 73. Cullman is at 64. So a stalled front just to our south. High pressure builds in behind it. This is going to wash out this front and be the focal point for showers and storms over the next few days. So, futurecast, as we look ahead, high pressure off the east coast that will continue to move off to the east. Return flow out of the Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico gives us more moisture. Approaching cold fronts will help scoop the moisture up and out of the Gulf, giving us a better chance of showers and storms. Kind of an unsettled next 7 days. High temperatures running in the upper 80s, lower 90s. I just bumped those rain chances up over the next 7 days, anywhere from 30 to 40%. Overnight temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Get the forecast anytime, anywhere by downloading our Storm Track weather app. You can find it free in the App Store and or the Google Play Store. Now here's Rachel and real-time traffic.
Thanks, Michael. You might need that app to track the fog that my road weather index is showing here, especially in Tuscaloosa. Possibly some mist along I-2059 or I-65 this morning, so decreased visibility. Not tracking any delays on the interstate. It's still too early for the traffic volume to be thick at this hour, but as we get closer to rush hour, if I'm still tracking that fog along the roadway, definitely save yourself some time. Drive times are normal right now, but give yourself a few minutes, like I just said. Tuscaloosa to downtown, eastbound 48 minutes will get you to Birmingham, and if you work at the Mercedes plant in Vance, a little more than 30 minutes this morning. I'm continuing to monitor your commute. We are accident-free as we get closer to 5:30 this morning. Coming up in just a couple minutes, I'll have your drive time from Jasper to downtown, as well as quite a few construction projects that are taking place into the morning. Those details ahead in minutes with your real-time traffic.
It's a story you'll only see on CBS 42. JonBenet Ramsey's death is one of America's most infamous and mysterious cold cases. And this year is the 20th anniversary of the unsolved crime. And now her older brother is breaking his silence and giving his first interview ever to Dr. Phil.
JonBenet Ramsey was a 6-year-old beauty queen when she was murdered inside her family's Colorado mansion on Christmas Day, 1996. The night that your sister JonBenet was killed, there were 3 people in that house that we know the identity of, and you're one of those 3, you, your mother, and your father. But in the 20 years that have gone by, you're the one that has never spoken.
For a long time, the media basically made our lives crazy. I mean, it's hard to miss the cameras and news trucks in your front yard, and we'd go to the supermarket sometimes and there'd be a tabloid, you know, with my picture, JonBenet's picture, plastered on the front. They would follow us around. Seeing that as a little kid, just kind of chaotic nightmare. So I was pretty skeptical of like any sort of media. Like it just made me a very private person.
Burke says he felt like it was time to talk about his sister's death, 2 decades after the media first swarmed onto that quiet street in Boulder, Colorado. Despite being cleared by DNA evidence, many people still speculate that JonBenet's parents or her brother Burke could be responsible for the little girl's death. Speaking with me, Burke admits, "I know people think I did it, that my parents did it." For the first time, Burke reveals what he says happened the day his sister was found dead in their basement. Do you remember waking up that morning?
Yep. The first thing I remember is my mom bursting in my room, really frantic, saying like, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh," running around my room looking for JonBenet. I remember her saying, "Where's my baby? Where's my baby?"
Burke Ramsey was 9 years old when his sister JonBenet was murdered. He's 29 today.
The interview is in a 3-part series, and that starts today. JonBenet's father will also speak to Dr. Phil in what he says will be his final interview and last public comments on his daughter's murder. You can catch Dr. Phil today at 4 o'clock.
What's happening today? The CBS Morning News crew is getting a sneak peek at the Smithsonian Museum of African American History and Culture on the National Mall. The museum chronicles more than 200 years of black life in America. It's the only national museum devoted exclusively to the documentation of African American life, history, and culture. It's officially opening to the public on September 24th, and you can go to our website, WIT.com, right now. And you can see a full interview I did with the CBS This Morning team. Just type National Museum in the search bar. Happening today, if you're looking for some new real estate, there's one place that might interest you. This is the Bellefonte nuclear plant site near Hollywood, Alabama in Jackson County. The site has 2 unfinished nuclear reactors, transmission lines, office and warehouse buildings, 8 miles of roads, a 1,000 space parking lot, and a whole lot more. The Tennessee Valley Authority declared it a surplus property back in May. Initial bids are due today. The minimum bid is $36.4 million. 5:19, an investigation underway in Las Vegas after mercury spill at a high school. Coming up, what we know so far, plus what parents have to say about it. Stay with us. You're watching the CBS 42 Morning News. We'll be right back.
When severe weather strikes, the CBS 42 Storm Track team mobilizes with live reports showing you damage
what happened here
and where storms are headed. Plus, the Weather Alert system keeps you informed as the severe weather threat changes. Yellow means weather might slow your commute and affect your day. Red means dangerous, severe weather will impact your family. On air, online, on Facebook, Instagram, and through text alerts. Severe weather coverage you can count on. The CBS 42 Storm Track team.
Alabama's first Hyundai dealer, Sarah Hyundai, has been proudly serving you since 1987. And only Sarah Hyundai offers bottom line pricing, like a new Tucson for up to $6,000 off, or a new Sonata up to $7,000 off. Own a new Elantra for just $199 a month, or a new Santa Fe for just $279 a month. And all backed by the exclusive Sarah Promise. Come in for the real thing at Sarah Hyundai.
Winter turns to summer as the days feel warmer. Trust in me and I'll trust in you.
Look at this.
Shine on bright star. No love's never far. Though there's always hope. No, you're not alone.
There are things in life that just go together. It's like they're always side by side. Because when we put them together, they're better. Like home and auto insurance from State Farm. They just go together. And they save you time and money. Just another way we're here to help life go right. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
It was a Friday afternoon. I just picked up my friends after class. We never expected to be in a car wreck. I'm a student, a daughter, and a big sister. I'm working hard for my degree and my independence. I realized that I needed help. So I called Morris Bart. He got me $430,000.
If you are injured in a car wreck, call us now. Do what the people of Birmingham are doing. Call 251-6700. One call, that's all.
Good morning, Oxford. You're watching CBS 42. You're watching the CBS 42 Morning News with Art Franklin.
Glad to have you along. Welcome back into the CBS 42 Morning News on this Monday morning. The time right now, 22 minutes after 5 o'clock. If you're just getting up, here are some of the stories that we are tracking for you this morning. Breaking overnight, one person is dead after a house fire on Balsam Avenue in Birmingham. It started around midnight. It took firefighters about 45 minutes to put the flames out because of the way the house is built. Crews say it started in the back of the home. Jury selection starts today in the trial against Alabama native Ross Harris. He's accused of leaving his 22-month-old toddler to die in a hot car back in June of 2014 in Georgia. Harris faces several charges, including malice murder. Opening statements are set for October 3rd, but could start sooner.
Good Monday morning to you, Central Alabama. Live look outside. You can't see them now, but we've got clouds overhead scattered in nature. The exception, Tuscaloosa, where the fog is being reported, reducing visibilities down to a mile or less. So extra drive time for sure. Upper 60s, lower 70s, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, and Anniston. To the north we go, straight up 65. Good morning to you, Cullman, 64. Compare that to 75 in Alex City. So a cool front made its way through Central Alabama, the heart of the cooler air to the north. Temperatures this morning on average starting out in the lower 70s as you get up and head out to the bus stop. So a nice start. Okay, maybe an A- with that fog in Tuscaloosa. Later on this afternoon, temperatures get back into the upper 80s, warm, humid, and about a 30% chance of seeing a pop-up shower and or storm. Here's a look at the next 7 days. We'll start with 3. Through the middle of the week, high temperatures pretty much right on point. Average high 87. And then off and on showers and storms as we head into a new weekend. Overnight temperatures in the 60s and lower 70s. That's your Storm Track 7-day forecast. Now let's check in with Rachel and real-time traffic.
Thank you, Michael. Well, we're accident and delay free in Birmingham as well as in Jasper. Good morning to you. If you're going to hit I-22 in just a little while, nice and clear. Pretty consistent, though, that I track a little bit of a slowdown once you near Highway 78, that intersection, until you get to I-65. 36 minutes if you hit I-78, Highway 78 to Arkadelphia. Philadelphia Road and top speeds along all highways and interstates this morning toward Birmingham. Keeping a close watch on our weather index and the construction projects continuing into our morning. This is a live look in Hoover. There's Interstate 459, John Hopkins Parkway. From 459 to Highway 31 in Hoover, some construction going on. I'll break down those details if you take Highway 150. Head in minutes with your real-time traffic.
525, a deck crashed into the ground from the third floor of a home in Connecticut this morning. The latest on the investigation and the reaction from students. Stay with us. You're watching the CBS 42 Morning News.
Next week, The Big Bang Theory moves to Mondays with a brand new season. Can you repeat that? You're breaking up. Next week, The Big Bang Theory moves to Mondays. Sorry, I didn't get that. The Big Bang Theory's moving to Mondays. What? Hello? Big Bang's moving to Mondays. Yeah. So tell your friends.
Will you please tell me where we're going?
Sorry, you're on a need-to-know basis.
I'm driving the car. I need to know.
TV's #1 comedy is moving to Mondays. Maybe you do need to know. The Big Bang season premiere, CBS next Monday.
Installation is free this week at Don's Carpet One. Choose any carpet and the installation is free. 1 room, 2 rooms, a whole house, and the installation is free. Thousands of carpets on sale and the installation is free. Hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl. Get $100 in free labor for every 200 feet you buy. Plus, no interest financing with payments as low as $29 a month. Save hundreds, even thousands of dollars on your new floor. It's the free installation sale now through Saturday at Don's Carpet One.
Every child deserves a good education, and CBS 42 wants to help. If you're a teacher and a $1,000 grant would help your classroom, go to WIAT.com to apply. And you could be our next one class at a time winner.
Taste the many sides of Brookside. Smooth dark chocolate outside. Exotic fruit flavor inside. Brookside, for all your sides.
Every journey starts somewhere. Have the power of a 395 horsepower Hemi V8 to finish it. With America's longest lasting pickups, you always hit the ground running. And with a coil link rear suspension, keep the ground from hitting back, so you can cover a whole lot more of it. Get the power of lasting performance now during Ram Power Days. Get 20% off MSRP cash allowance for an average of $11,155 in savings on select Ram 1500 long-form crew cab models in dealer stock.
5:45 a.m. This Commute Smart group is ready to roll. They carpool to save time and money. But traffic jams and bad weather can still slow them down. That's why they watch the CBS 42 Morning News with Art Franklin. They count on up-to-the-minute real-time traffic reports and storm track forecasts to keep them moving. While they may not want to go to work every single day, at least they get there without any problems. The CBS 42 Morning News with Art Franklin. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7. Pitts and Zanatti is a proud sponsor of the CBS 42 Morning News. You're watching the CBS 42 Morning News with Art Franklin.
528, welcome back to the CBS 42 Morning News. I'm Art Franklin. Breaking overnight, one person dead after an early morning house fire. CBS 42 News reporter Alex Finney live at the scene. Alex, what are investigators saying this morning?
Well, Art, we're learning that it took about 45 minutes for them to put this fire out, and I'm going to step to the side so you can really see for yourself. For as bad as it looks from the front, we're told that the back of the house is completely destroyed. Now, a few things actually that slowed the process of getting the fire out a little bit earlier. We know that one is that there was ammunition that started going off inside the home when they arrived around midnight. And also, the way the house is configured, according to fire crews, made it difficult for them to get inside. Like I said, it took about 45 minutes to get those flames under control.
When we got out of here, we found a house fully involved from the rear, and we couldn't gain entry to the house. The house is made up a little different than when we were used to fighting fire on. It had 2 roofs in it, so it took us a little while to get in there and get it all out.
Now, while working to battle those flames, the captain says they worked to preserve as much evidence as they possibly could. Back out live now this morning, about in the last half hour, a fire truck actually pulled up. They went inside this house to continue to assess the damage here. We are going to continue to work on this and bring you the very latest coming up at 6 o'clock. For now, live in Birmingham, Alex Finney, CBS 42 News.
All right, Alex, working on things out there. We're working on things here in the Storm Track Weather Center with Michael Smith in for Ashley Gann today. And it was a little foggy this morning, just a little bit of foggy as I was coming in.
Yeah, in spots. It's real patchy in nature, so give yourself some extra drive time on this Monday morning, especially in and around Tuscaloosa. Live look outside from atop Red Mountain as we check out the Magic City sun up at 6:30. Temperatures right now in the 60s and 70s. 73, good morning to you, Birmingham. Tuscaloosa reporting 70 again with that fog, reducing visibility down to a mile or less in spots. So early this morning, temperatures in the upper 60s, lower 70s, and then climbing back into the low 80s between 10 and 11. Later on this afternoon, high temperatures get back into the upper 80s to near 90. About a 20 to 30% chance of a shower and or storm. That's your forecast. Now here's Rachel and real-time traffic.
Thanks, Michael. Top of the half hour here, accident and delay free. This is a live look at Highway 150 in Hoover, right near Cahaba River Estates Drive. The CarMax you see with the lights on there. This is a spot where there could be construction continuing until the end of fall and throughout this Thursday. It's going to be overnight work, but it will continue until 6 a.m. I'm not tracking any delays or spots where they're out working right now, but it could be between 459 all the way to Highway 31. I'll continue to monitor that. Road weather index on, you just saw that green there. I am tracking some fog and some mist in the area, slowing down maybe commutes along I-2059 Tuscaloosa to Birmingham, possibly I-65 northbound as well if you're commuting from Alabaster. Ahead, I'll be breaking down some drive times from our eastern communities. If you're waking up in Oxford, Anniston, about to hit Interstate 20 in just a little while, I'll let you know if any fog is in your area. Just a couple minutes with your real-time traffic.
Well, Birmingham police trying to find out who fired multiple shots just after a Stop the Violence rally in Gate City. CBS 42 News reporter Sarah Canty joining us live from outside Birmingham Police Headquarters. Sarah, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Well, those 5 people shot are expected to be okay, but one person died during that shooting just blocks away from the anti-violence rally, and so far no arrest. Here's what that scene looked like last night. Just a few blocks away, shots rang out in the Gate City neighborhood at the end of the Stop the Violence rally at Lewis Park. Organizers put that event on to pull the community together after an officer-involved shooting just a few days ago.
We need change. We need change. You got to step up. Talk to your kids, your loved ones. Tell them guns is not the answer.
The organizer said he's devastated this happened at the end of the event because he was getting such positive feedback before this happened. He says he even asked the police to come back out and help clear up the event and disperse the crowd after the event was over, but that never happened. And in the next 30 minutes, you'll hear from that organizer about how he was getting pushback before this event was even put on because of what happened in another community. Live in Birmingham, Sarah Canty, CBS 42 News.
Well, happening today, a ceasefire will go into effect at sundown in Syria. The deal the U.S. and Russia brokered would slow down the deadly violence. It allows for much-needed humanitarian aid to reach the neighborhoods destroyed during the 5-year war. If the truce holds for a week, Russia and the U.S. will carry out coordinated airstrikes against ISIS. New this morning, at least 2 people are in critical condition after a bus accident at the Denver International Airport. The driver of the school bus died in the crash. Police say the driver picked up 28 students and 4 adults. She circled back to the airport and then crashed into a concrete pillar. Police say at least 10 people are still being treated at nearby hospitals.
Developing right now, 31 people are recovering after a deck collapses near a college campus in Connecticut. The 3rd floor deck fell Saturday night, crashing down on the 2nd and 1st floor decks below. Police say the most serious injuries are broken bones and lacerations. Well, some Trinity College students say they're still in shock.
It kind of hits close to home for us because we were supposed to live right here. We were thinking about it at least. And I mean, that could have been us. The fact that the deck came down at all, I think that's a little bit crazy.
Now, counselors are helping students affected by the incident, and the home is owned by Trinity College, but it's managed by an outside company. Police say it's too early to know if any charges will be filed.
Well, it's the start of a new week and another week closer to the presidential elections. CBS National 42 national correspondent Jim Osmond looks at the week ahead. Jim, good morning.
Good Monday morning, folks. The race for president is tightening. Here's the battleground map. There are many more battleground states on the map, and a race that looked like it could be a landslide is looking much closer post-Labor Day. Ohio and Florida are the big toss-ups, and now Wisconsin is in the toss-up category. And if the election were held today, based on our reporting and our analysis, Trump would pick up Wisconsin and Florida. Something is resonating in Wisconsin with Trump's message. Clinton has an edge in Ohio because of previous primary wins. And the projected totals, if the election were held today, Hillary Clinton would have 281 electoral votes, Trump 257. The two are deep in debate prep as the first debate may be critical to the race. And that's the morning mix for this Monday. I'm Chief National Correspondent Jim Osman in Washington.
Jim, thank you. Happening today, the trial for a teenager accused of killing a Domino's delivery driver is expected to start. Corey Arrington charged with capital murder for the beating death of 63-year-old Naja Massied. Police say the attack happened at an apartment complex behind the Summit Shopping Center back in December 2014. Police believe robbery was the motive. The trial is expected to start at 9:30 tomorrow morning.
Happening today, a trial is also expected to start for a man accused of killing an Avondale woman. Gustavius Brown is accused of stabbing 71-year-old Linda Albritton to death. You see his mugshot here. He's facing capital murder charges. Now, it happened at her Avondale home in August of 2014. Brown was originally one of two suspects in this case, but DNA evidence cleared 37-year-old Jeffrey Justice of capital murder charges. Also happening today, the man accused of beating former Talladega Mayor Larry Barton with a bat is expected to appear in court. Police say that Green beat Barton with a baseball bat in July of last year in Vestavia. Barton says that Green beat him because of an alleged affair between Barton and Charlotte Green, which is Benny Green's then wife. Green is charged with assault.
Well, the new superintendent at Talladega City Schools has his work cut out for him. The school system has been in the spotlight recently for teacher vacancies and concerns about school safety. CBS 42 News reporter Britt Moore live in studio. And Britt, with all that's going on in that area, I guess the people are asking why the superintendent took that job.
Well, for Terry Roller, the new superintendent, it's very simple, Art. He loves education. It's his passion, and he says he's dedicated to turning things around for Talladega. Now, Roller has strong Alabama ties. He's a UAB graduate. He's worked as a teacher in Hueytown, an administrator in Shelby County. He was a principal at Lincoln High School in Talladega, and says he has experience in changing school culture, which is exactly what Talladega needs right now. He's passionate about the job and wants to get everyone else on board.
Why not education? You know, people talk about all the time, I want to be a doctor or a lawyer, but what job is more important than this one? You love your children. You're going to give your children to me every day. That's an important job to me.
Now, I asked Roller why take this job. He says he can relate to the students in Talladega. Now, with so many things moving in the wrong direction in the city, in the next half hour, you'll hear how Roller plans to change things for schools and its students. Live in the studio, Britt Moore, CBS 42 News.
5:38. Does your child hate going to school? We go inside one virtual high school that's helping students in Japan. Michael?
Good Monday morning to you, Central Alabama. Starting out with clouds, some patchy fog, and a little bit of light rain. Sun up at 5, make that 6:30. My forecast coming up.
But first, some NFL players continue to protest as the season gets underway. Which players joined in solidarity and how others honored victims of 9/11. You're watching the CBS 42 Morning News.
JonBenet Ramsey was found murdered in her home.
JonBenet's brother finally breaks his silence.
Did you hit your sister over the head with a baseball bat?
A Dr. Phil exclusive.
Dr. Phil, Monday at 4 on WIAT 42. On air, on Facebook, and through text alerts. When severe weather strikes, count on the CBS 42 Storm Track team.
Did you know that Chevrolet is the most awarded car company 2 years in a row?
Oh, wow. Surprise.
Chevy's coming out with some nice stuff.
The design's great.
I love it.
#1 in my book.
And Chevy's going to give you 0% financing for 72 months. That's 6 years of no interest.
That's awesome.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
If you only had 72 hours to get a great deal on this car, what would you do?
Can we sign with you?
The Chevy 72-hour sale has just been extended. Now through Monday, get 0% financing for 72 months on all your favorite 2016 Chevy models. Hurry, the clock is ticking. Get yours now. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Every child deserves a good education. That's why Little Caesars is proud to be a sponsor of WIAT 42's One Class at a Time grant program. Each week, we travel to schools across our area and present local teachers with $1,000 grants. Money for classroom supplies and equipment to enhance learning and encourage growth, so the students of today can become the leaders of tomorrow. Little Caesars and WIAT 42, making a difference, one class at a time.
Hair Win. Visit helpingalabama.com.
There's no one road out there, no one surface, no one way of driving on each and every road. But there is one car that can conquer them all. The Mercedes-Benz C-Class. 5 driving modes let you customize the steering, shift points, and suspension to fit the mood you're in and the road you're on. The 2016 C-Class starting at $38,950. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Good morning, Pell City. You're watching CBS 42. You're watching the CBS 42 Morning News with Art Franklin.
And welcome back to CBS 42 Morning News. The time now 5:41, and new this morning, protests continue in North Dakota over a pipeline project. Now the protests are spreading across the country. Hundreds of people met over the weekend in Arizona to show support for the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. Members of the Rosebud Sioux tribe say the world's attention is now on them and they're ready to be heard.
I think a lot of times as Indian people, we don't feel like our issues become very mainstream. A lot of people don't find out about them. But because of social media, people are finally starting to listen.
Federal judge denied the tribe's block of the construction, but the Department of Justice stepped in to halt the project. The Army Corps of Engineers is now reviewing permits given to the construction company. This morning, a 17-year-old high school athlete may not be able to continue his sports career after being shot Saturday. Police say Everett Henderson was shot 6 times, twice in the hand and stomach. It happened 3 hours after a football game against another school. Police say Henderson was sitting on his front porch when a gray car drove by. Someone inside opened fire. Police are still looking for suspects. New this morning, the NTSB will head to the Reno Tahoe International Airport today. It comes just after 3 people died in a crash at the airport. A small plane took off from the west runway but experienced some technical difficulties, crashing into a parking lot at the airport. No one on the ground was hurt. Police say several cars are damaged because of the crash. Now the lot is shut down as the investigation continues.
We are coming up with a plan to be able to get people to and from the parking garage and that lot, and some of those vehicles will remain in that lot at least overnight because there is a debris field there that makes it part of an active investigation scene.
The FAA, Reno Police, and Fire and Airport Authority are looking into the crash. The airport is operating normally today.
Well, new this morning, the EPA is looking into what caused a mercury spill at a Las Vegas high school, and that contamination may have spread to students' homes now. At least 1,400 students have been screened and cleared by the EPA over the last week. Well, the spill happened September 2nd, but it wasn't discovered until 4 days later. Emergency teams are working with the EPA to calm parents' fears.
I have toddlers at home and they play with everything, so I don't know if it's around my house and they're getting into it and they're already exposed. I'm exposed. I do his laundry, stuff like that.
Well, the school closed last week and will be closed today as well. The EPA says that high mercury exposure can harm the brain, heart, kidneys, and immune system.
New this morning, Sunday marked the return of the NFL. Teams honored the victims of the September 11th attacks while others continue to protest. The Seattle Seahawks stood and linked arms during the national anthem before the season opened against the Miami Dolphins. 4 Dolphin players kneeled on the sidelines with their hands on their hearts before the game against the Arizona Cardinals. 2 New England Patriots raised their fists after the anthem was played. You saw that earlier in the video. Happening today, the city of Birmingham is launching Operation Green Wave. The plan is to remove broken down vehicles from the area. City leaders are meeting at the Birmingham Crossplex to leave to start the operation at 6:30 this morning. Michael.
Thank you, Art. Good Monday morning to you. I want to start out with storm track radar over the last 3 hours. Now, the bark is worse than the bite here. A lot of this not reaching the ground. A lot of what we call mid-level moisture that as it falls doesn't make it all the way to the surface. But I do want to point out a little bit of light drizzle is possible and definitely some fog in and around Tuscaloosa early this morning. Visibility down to a mile at times. So extra drive time. I see you, Rachel, looking right at this forecast. She's going to tell you about the drive time here in a minute. 73, good morning to you, Birmingham. Anniston 69, 70 right now in Tuscaloosa. The wind has gone calm, so perfect setup for that patchy fog and a little bit of light drizzle. Temperatures get back into the low and middle 80s between 10 and 11 o'clock this morning. Later on this afternoon, right back into the upper 80s to near 90. A mix of clouds, sun, with an isolated shower and or storm. To the north we go, temperatures cooler and the air is drier. 64, good morning to you right now in Cullman, 65, Jasper 64, Hamilton. Compare that to 75, Alex City, 69 right now in Clanton. So a front stalling out to our south, and this front right here will lift back to the north later on today as a warm front. So the moisture out of the Gulf, right off the Atlantic, rotating around this area of high pressure, that's the setup over the next few days. So kind of a sloppy forecast. Back to the northwest, another front on the approach, but with that area of high pressure still hanging on strong, it doesn't really move off to the east that much. It's going to be pretty hard to get anything to move through a clean sweep with any cold front over the next 7 days. So that's why we've got a 30 to 40% chance of off again, on again, showers and or a couple of storms. High temperatures today, I think, averaging out right around 89, our normal high for this time of year, 87. Overnight lows in the 60s and 70s. Get the forecast anytime, anywhere with our Storm Track 42 weather app. You can find it free in the App Store and or the Google Play Store. Now here's Rachel with real-time traffic.
Thanks, Michael. Well, we're accident and delay free, but weather affecting your morning commute anywhere west of 65 to I-2059, so decreased visibility in Tuscaloosa. If you're go ahead and waking up and getting that breakfast started, just plan to give yourself a few extra minutes, especially along I-2059 through the Cottondale area where the construction zone is. You'll need to slow down already, and then decreased visibility, like Michael said, possibly up to a mile, definitely will add some drive time to your commute to Birmingham this morning. As for our eastern communities, if you're waking up in Pell City, Oxford, Anniston, Moody, or Odenville, anywhere along I-20, Highway 78, nice and clear. Road weather index pulling a dry scan this morning. Here's your drive time from the Oxford exit to the split this morning. 48 minutes at this hour, and top speeds along the interstate eastbound and westbound, depending on where you're waking up and where you're heading to work this morning. If you're going to Lincoln at the Honda plant, normal drive time for you as well. Here's a live look at the interstate I-20 right at Puerto Madrid. Top speeds in both directions. Headlights headed towards Birmingham this morning. I'll continue to break down drive times Gadsden and Pinson. I've got some details for you on construction and drive times coming up next with your real-time traffic.
No development right now. We're working to learn new information about the car accident that killed 2 Cleveland County students. It happened on Friday. There's a fundraiser set up to pay for the funeral expenses. The county school system announced on its Facebook page that Haley and Brittany Stedham were killed in that crash. The sisters were students at Cleveland County High School. A fundraising account for the family is set up at Metro Bank in Heflin. In your health headlines, heart patients who meet weekly exercise guidelines spend an average of $2,500 less on healthcare costs. Now, that's according to new research in the Journal of the American Heart Association. People who don't have cardiovascular disease and exercise regularly also saw healthcare cost savings. New this morning, a study in pediatrics suggests 85% of parents are making errors when giving liquid medicine to kids. Researchers found most errors involved overdosing, and that dosing cups are linked to more errors compared to oral syringes. They say using regular kitchen spoons also contributes to mistakes.
Well, new this morning, a new report shows a dramatic increase in soccer-related injuries in children. Nationwide, Children's Hospital says the rise in children 7 to 17 years old, and researchers say about 300 of them are treated every day in the ER. Over 25 years worth of data. Sprains and fractures were the most common injuries. The rate of concussions also significantly increased.
Well, new this morning, the California football player is facing charges for punching a referee during a game, and it's all caught on camera. Take a look at the video that allegedly shows Mount San Antonio College football player Bernard Sherman knocking a referee unconscious. According to the Ventura County Star, it happened in the third quarter when the referee tried to break up a verbal altercation involving Sherman. He was immediately ejected from the game. Sherman is facing a felony battery charge. Now, we've seen a few cheap shots throughout the first couple of weeks of the college football season. One you may remember is in that Alabama-USC game. You might remember that one. Trojans linebacker Jabari Ruffin stomped on the groin of Alabama cornerback Minkah Fitzpatrick. We've also seen the player ejected from making contact with official, but nothing like we just saw there.
Goodness, it is a high-contact sport, and you never know what's going to come out of it usually.
And this kid is 6'5", 270 pounds. He said it was a mistake, and the school agreed with him that it was an accident. So hopefully nothing comes out of this, but you know, these kids got to use be reserved when they're making these types of hits on people.
Gotta be careful.
Yep. Well, new this morning, a new government survey in Japan shows hundreds of thousands of teens and young adults avoid social contact and rarely leave home. Now, one initiative is trying to bring them back to learning. The survey says more than 500,000 teenagers and young adults avoid face-to-face contact in Japan. Many people link the problem to video games. Now students can grab their smartphone and computer and head to the class from home.
Do you worry about the social aspect, meeting other teenagers, that sort of thing?
That's what my parents worry about a lot, he says, but I don't worry about it. I don't really like to communicate with other people.
Well, In High School is a fully accredited high school created by Japanese tech companies. Officials say many students turn to the school because of the demanding environment in the Japanese society.
I don't know about that.
I saw you looking kind of perplexed.
Yeah,
over there.
because social development in high school is crucial. And he said he doesn't really like to communicate. Well, I think communicating is pretty vital.
Different cultures.
Absolutely. And also, you know, I'm very grateful for technology, but a lot of us are focused on our smart devices and not really one-on-one contact with people.
Yep.
I agree. Sometimes one-on-one conversation or picking up that smart device and making a phone call makes all the difference.
All it is. It's all about communication, right? 5:51 is the time right now. Next on the CBS 42 Morning News is your Morning Rush. The stories you need to know before you head out the door. You're watching the CBS 42 Morning News.
Even the nights are hot down south. And now they're getting spicy too. The new Jack's Spicy Chicken Sandwich with fries only $3.99. It's got fresh tomatoes, lettuce, and just the right amount of kick. Jack's, all about the South.
The biggest Labor Day sale ever is going on now at Beds Express. Sealy Posturepedic full or queen mattress sets just $2.99. Plus you get a free box spring. Choose Serta Perfect Sleeper or Simmons Beauty Rest full or queen just $3.99. Plus a free box spring. Upgrade and save up to $300 on select Tempur-Pedic mattresses. Plus receive up to a $200 Visa gift card and get interest-free financing for up to 6 years. Sale extended through September 13th. Hurry in to Beds Express.
Express Oil Change and Tire Engineers are kicking off the season with great deals on Michelin tires. Now through September 18th, get a $70 reward card with your purchase of a set of 4 Michelin tires at Express Oil Change and Tire Engineers. And our expert service team can keep your car running smoothly all season long. You always get the best prices on tires and professional service at Express Oil Change and Tire Engineers.
Express Oil Change and Tire Engineers. Trusted professionals.
Children's of Alabama does amazing things every day, and you can help along with my friend Erin, who's a cancer survivor and also a dancer.
Come dance with me at the Tapping Out Childhood Cancer Gala September 25th and support the Alabama Center for Childhood Cancer and Blood Disorders.
The Zac Brown Band is coming to Birmingham, and Live Nation is giving you the chance to win tickets to see them live at Oak Mountain Amphitheater on Friday, September 16th. Register to win now at WIAT.com.
Installation is free this week at Don's Carpet One. Choose any carpet and the installation is free. 1 room, 2 rooms, a whole house, and the installation is free. Thousands of carpets on sale and the installation is free. Hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl. Get $100 in free labor for every 200 feet you buy. Plus, no interest financing with payments as low as $29 a month. Save hundreds, even thousands of dollars on your new floor. It's the free installation sale now through Saturday at Don's Carpet One.
Good morning, Shelby County. You're watching CBS 42.
5:54, here's a look at your morning rush. 1 person dead after a house fire on Balsam Avenue in Birmingham. The house was a challenge for firefighters because of the way it's built. Investigators looking into what sparked that fire. Birmingham police are looking for answers after a person was shot to death. 5 others hurt at a community rally in Gate City after that rally ended. It happened just after it ended in the Stop the Violence event. Those 5 injured victims are expected to be okay. Hillary Clinton cancels a fundraising trip to California. The presidential candidate is battling pneumonia. Her opponent, Donald Trump, will hold a rally in North Carolina today. Jury selection will start today in the trial against Alabama native Ross Harris. He's accused of leaving his toddler son to die in a hot car. The trial is happening in Brunswick, Georgia, after being moved out of the Atlanta area. Talladega City Schools' new superintendent hoping for a fresh start. Parents and teachers have publicly complained about several issues in the school system, including vacancies and a failing phone and communication system. Flu season quickly approaching, but there are some important things parents need to know. Coming up at 6:40, Ashley breaks it all down in today's Mom Monday.
And turning our attention to the roadways, all interstates and highways traveling at top speeds and no accidents in and around Birmingham as we kick off this Monday morning. Here's a live look at the split. Headlights heading southbound along I-2059 toward the city. Nice and clear on both interstates, keeping our road weather index on, showing where it could be some slick spots or fog, decreased visibility, Tuscaloosa to Birmingham along I-2059. So just be careful if you're waking up and going to head to Birmingham early this morning before the sun rises. Gadsden commutes nice and clear, about an hour along I-59 southbound, but heads up, Pinson, if you live in that area and you travel along State Road 79, I'll be breaking down in just a couple minutes the construction that you're going to see through your morning. If you have to head out the door, I posted the details for you on our social media pages as well as our traffic page, WIT.com. Michael.
Thank you, Rachel. Yeah, on this Monday morning, we've got some patchy fog and a little bit of light drizzle right along the Interstate 2059 corridor. Other than that, a good deal of cloud cover. Temperatures in the lower 70s right now. We're going to make a run for the upper 80s to perhaps near 90 again this afternoon. That rain chance at 30%. Make that rain/storm chance. We could see an isolated storm later on this afternoon, a better chance Tuesday. Pretty much carbon copy forecast through Sunday.
Yeah, it's not looking good. Looks like a little rain here and there throughout the week, huh?
Yep.
Scattered.
Yep. Deal with it. Might have been covered. All right.
Well, your news does not stop here. Stick around with us.
Yeah, CBS 42 Morning News continues in 2.5 minutes.
This is the last place you'd expect us to talk about staying connected with state-of-the-art technology, or wow you with a massive touchscreen. Then again, you probably didn't think you'd need your survival skills back on the road either. Jeep Cherokee, conquer all the world's most challenging places, celebrating 75 years of the most awarded SUV lineup ever. Or get 20% off MSRP cash allowance for an average of $76.60 in savings on select Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk models and dealer stock.
We could have practiced other areas of law, so why Social Security disability? In no other way can we bring relief to so many.
The payoff for me is that moment when I say, Mr. Godby, we won.
Hey, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it.
Miss Tate?
Yes?
We won.
Oh, thank you. Miss Johnson, we did it. Yes!
Because it's those moments which tell us we're right where we're supposed to be.
So I'm never gonna let you go. I'll hold you forever. Oh, baby, I'm gonna let you know we belong together. We belong together.
Your home, your auto. Together, they're where life happens. That's why State Farm protects them together to help life go right. Combine and save. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
There's no one road out there, no one surface, no one way of driving on each and every road. But there is one car that can conquer them all. The Mercedes-Benz C-Class. 5 driving modes let you customize the steering, shift points, and suspension to fit the mood you're in and the road you're on. The 2016 C-Class, starting at $38,950. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Stokes, Clover's Big City Prices. If you think you found your best car deal but haven't shopped Stokes Celebration Event, think again. We'll beat your best price on any new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram, or pay you $1,000. Rams and Wranglers, lowest price guaranteed. Cherokees and Chrysler Pacificas, lowest price guaranteed. We guarantee it with $1,000. Stokes, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, under the beach on I-65 in Clanton. Home of the $1,000 price guarantee.
Good morning, St. Clair County. You're watching CBS 42. Good morning, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Anniston, and all of Central Alabama. This is the CBS 42 Morning News with Art Franklin.
6 a.m. Good morning. I'm Art Franklin. Breaking overnight flames ripped through a southwest Birmingham home, killing one person and destroying the home. CBS 42 News reporter Alex Finney is live at the house on Balsam Avenue. Alex, what have you learned?
Well, Art, just about an hour ago, fire crews were back out here at this home assessing the damage. We know that it's completely destroyed, one person dead, and it took them about 45 minutes to put the flames out here around midnight. Now let's go to some video of those flames to give our viewers a look at exactly what it looked like here earlier. You can see how involved this fire was. As a matter of fact, ammunition was going off inside the house when crews arrived around midnight, which made it very difficult when they tried to approach the scene at first.
That halted our advance because when we first got here, there was multiple shells going off, and so we had to protect our men at that time.
Now, on top of that, you also have another layer here. According to the captain, there are 2 roofs that sit on top of this house, which I'm told made it very difficult as well for them to get inside. Now, investigators, of course, are still working to find out more, and actually, we have another live update coming up at 6:30. For now, live in Birmingham, Alex Finney, CBS 42 News.
All right, Alex, thanks.